All right, Gamecock fans. I know I'm live early. Chris, what's up, buddy? USC Canopy. What's up? Where were you at during the game there, homie? Uh, man, what a shit show we just observed again. South Carolina now 3-6 on the season. After, I don't know, did we even start the game good? I mean, defensively. And then we gave up a fake punt. I This is what we talked about. This is what I talked about in my video and the comments I made on other channels and during shows about Ole Miss killing you. The slow death, the death by 1,000 cuts. Because all through this game, you knew South Carolina, you were like one score from getting yourself back into the football game. But then you never could get over the hump. It happened over and over tonight. You make a good defensive stand or you get the ball, and then you just couldn't do anything. The fake punt was out of nowhere. Yeah, totally not in their wheelhouse. Beamer just got out coached tonight. Yeah, you're right, Jackpot. What's up, Jackpot? Hopefully you had a good stream tonight, buddy. Um, but that's every week, Jackpot. Beamer's getting out coached every week. Why? Because Jackpot told us 3 years ago, and I gave Jackpot hell for. It was before last season. Jackpot had a list of head coaching candidates that he thought would be good. I just, man. Jackpot said, "Just hope he made it." And we had a good year last year. Here's the problem: we knew there was issues that got covered up by a lot of things, and we didn't get them fixed. But we thought we were going to be positive because we were all about we had talent coming back. Was the preseason hype probably too large? I mean, yes. We knew we had to replace some players, but hell, everybody focused on the defense and what we had to replace, and it's the offense. We didn't go. Fury goes to Beamer, says we don't need to find any receivers in the portal. I'm happy with the guys we have. We still can't establish a number one wide receiver. Every week is someone different. We're now throwing the ball down the field to Harbor. That seems to be working, but that's the only thing that's really working. Lenoris is just way off. He was off last week, just barely over 50%. He's off this week, barely over 50%. We can look at the stats. He was 16 to 30. I mean, so you say 50%. Chambliss, 12 of 21, not really any better, 159 yards. Lenoir, 2 interceptions. The last one, I don't care about. That was just trying to make a play at the end of a game. But we talked about what Ole Miss was going to do. I mean, I'm no coach, and I figured out what the hell they were going to do. I mean, I made videos telling everyone what they were going to do and what we needed to do to beat them. The explosive plays. We hit a couple. We had more opportunities at them and didn't get them. Let's read some chats over here real quick. We got through jackpots. The Fat Gary says, this must be what it's like to be a Browns fan. Holy shit. Yeah. We're going to have the paper bags out next there, Fat Gary, for sure. Touchdown TV, we have a bye week. Maybe Shula or Beamer gets fired. I don't think they're firing Beamer. Not in the bye week anyway. Hey, bud, you and I are pretty close on the score. Yeah, we were. We definitely were, David Green. We definitely were. Completely frustrated. My man Seth over here. Completely frustrated with the 34 seconds it took to call and run one play that didn't work with less than a minute and 3 timeouts before the half. It's been coaching decisions like that has killed us. The same dumb shit at Alabama. I just, man, no, David Green. Sellers backed up your argument. Last week, I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt for one game, but he came right back and backed it up a second game in a row. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know if it's a mental thing. I don't know what the hell is going on with the kid, man, but his accuracy is way off. I don't. He's not getting air under the ball. I mean, when you have a wide open wide receiver, dude, you just throw it up and let the guy go get it. You can't flat throw. I don't know. Now, he didn't make the rifle throws where he just threw it through people like he did a couple of times last week, but you just got to float the ball. You got to have that touch, man. And he just don't. His touch is way off for some reason. I don't. But, I mean, when you're consistent, your wide receivers aren't consistent on who's on the damn field or who you're trying to throw the ball to. You never see NFL like that. I mean, you might get one guy injured and you switch a guy out, but South Carolina's having the same wide receivers on the field all the time, and he just ain't getting shit done. I don't get it. Yeah, Heisman has absolutely lost. He's lost his touch. He's like, just overthrowing everything, like too hard. And then I don't know. He's back to that. I don't trust anything. I get it. Close to the end of that game, the offensive line was back to as awful as they have been all year. I mean, they were just getting blown up. Bo Stanley, Ole Miss did a shift and put a nose tackle right over him, so he knows the guy's there. And he goes out and helps ball and let the nose tackle run right through the middle of the defensive line. I don't know, man. I played the offensive line some in high school. I wasn't the biggest guy, but I was smart enough to take the guy that was in front of me. Bird to Fly said one positive is the young wide receivers if we can hold on to them. I don't think we're keeping them all, if you want me to be honest, Bird to Fly, because they're not getting on the field. Now, I get some of them you want to hold for a red shirt. You got to kind of separate those guys a little bit because we did get a lot at one time. But where's Jared Brown? Older receiver. Was he just holding space on the team? I mean, that guy's been on a milk carton. How does these older receivers get outplayed by the young guys? Mazio, I mean, he took an end around or some shit. He could catch a pass. Sheila deserves a lot of the blame for Stellar's regression. I remember last year heading in. And I think he definitely deserves a lot on Lenore's holding the ball too long because that was his comment, remember? Well, if Lenore's hadn't taken off so fast or if he just sat in the pocket a little bit longer and let the route come open, Kiffin out coach Beamer. Kiffin's 10 times the coach's Beamer. Somebody tried to argue with that the other day. I'm like, you have lost your damn mind. Kiffin is a stratosphere above Shane Beamer as a coach. Shula doesn't throw the ball. Well, we tried throwing it some tonight. We took some shots, but then we really didn't have any intermediate passing. The quick hitters, there was a couple thrown in there, but hell, those were way off too. Mazio is going, Mark Powell says. It wouldn't be. Cash Stampede says, sad times. Yeah, it's just weird. This is such a weird a weird team. Side note, at least we aren't Auburn. Holy shit. How in the hell do you only score 3 points against Kentucky? I think Hugh Freeze already done chalked his ass up as gone. He's got one of the lowest buyouts of any coach. I think he's gone. Oh, David Green wants to take Lenore's out, get someone else reps. Shit, can't hurt nothing, David Green. I ain't arguing with you. I think they need to do that with a lot of people, if you want me to be honest. I think you might as well, I'm sorry, but guys like Jared Brown and them, hey, why bother? Why bother even putting the guy out there? Let your young wide receivers play. Why play Faison anymore? You might as well park his ass too. Why not? Hugh Freeze will be going tomorrow. Jackpot says, yeah, definitely Hugh Freeze. I mean, hell, his ass was about gone. He was hanging on by his last little bit of hair on his chinny chin. I think that shit got shaved off tonight. Bird the Fly says Mazio could transfer. Well, remember, Mazio he flipped back from Florida State. He was committed there at one time. Kiffin on hell about anybody's on another level from freaking Beamer right now. I don't know. I'm gonna be nice. Somebody made a comment earlier about, or I saw somewhere about Beamer's son didn't look very happy when he was walking during the Gamecock walk or whatever. And I'm sitting there thinking, this is a college football team. Beamer's son don't need to be in every Gamecock walk. This ain't babysitting. This ain't bringing your kids to work, man. This is big boy, big money football. And I know he loves his kid, and I know Hunter loves the team, but, bro, what's the score in that one, Jackpot? I need to go find it. I wonder if I can go find that one real quick. Let me see if I can find that game. I thought that game was over with, but I guess I'm wrong. I was watching Cincinnati and Utah. Here, let me turn that one on real quick. We can talk about that one. Doesn't say that Sellers doesn't. What's up, Andrew? Not saying Sellers doesn't bear responsibility for some of this, such as all the time he runs around and takes sacks instead of throwing it away, but Shula deserves much blame, in my opinion. I think Sellers is so confused he don't even know what kind of quarterback he's supposed to be anymore. You want me to be honest? And you can tell that one sack when he was flushed out to the right and the O-line blocked no one, he was pissed. When he slammed the ball on the ground, man, how many times are you going to not block somebody and get smacked in the face that you're not going to be pissed off? You know, you can't let nose tackles just run up the middle if you're the center. Who the hell do you think is taking that guy? That shows that's more communication problems. That's all the same bullshit we had under Satterfield. Been saying all year Jared Brown was out. Our best receiver last year and hasn't seen the field. Why it doesn't make any sense. Complete mismanaged our offense. There is a time, too, you can try too many players. And no one gets in a rhythm. It's time to put Cutter in as quarterback. Can't hurt nothing. You know, if you don't, you make that mistake and Sellers is not coming back next year, you're in that situation you were last year where your backup has no experience. It's so clear just comparing the way he played under Loggins. Loggins struggled with Sellers too. Remember, that didn't really click in until about the Alabama game last year. Prior to that, it wasn't that great for Lenore's. I mean, the Kentucky game, he got kind of banged up in that thing, but the defense put that one away. Didn't play good against Old Dominion. He got hurt against LSU and then didn't play in the Akron game, and then he came back banged up against Ole Miss. But he really wasn't. He wasn't setting the world on fire until the Alabama game came along, and then he found some confidence the rest of the year. But Loggins wasn't setting the world on fire either. He wasn't the best passer under Loggins, but he did have some good games throwing it. So, and here's the thing. Right now he's at 50% passing, but you're not giving him easy passes to complete either. Yes, he is missing on some deep balls. His touch is off on the deep ball right now. But David Green says we won't give any reps. I don't know what this coaching staff does, man. It's so damn confusing to me. I mean, you get two coaches a day apart doing press conferences that don't even say the same thing. One is saying, we simplified the offense. That's why it was so much better and so much easier to run. And for some reason, it looked like tonight we had a relapse back into what was before. other than a couple explosives, which you knew he had to take. That was one of my keys to the beating Ole Miss. You got to hit on explosives, but not enough. You're still only putting up 14 points a game. Even with say Nick Harbor doesn't drop that first pass, there's no guarantee we get a touchdown out of that. He wasn't going to hit the end zone. There was another pass. I think it was meant for Jacobs or something. And Lenore just threw it too far to the outside for him to get to it. Should have just put a little more air under it. I mean, he was going to catch it with plenty of field. Maybe it's a touchdown. I mean, it could have ended up, the other opportunities that we had could have ended up, maybe we got 20 points. It just, nothing, we're not doing anything to make anything look easy. Sellers, to me, seems to be somewhat selfish. You can't win without your team, and not throwing the ball away and thinking you can make every play alone is selfish. Hey, can't argue that either. Kind of like when we've seen that a lot with like basketball players and shit, where they take all the shots. They don't want to pass the ball around. Just ball hogs. Kept running up the middle, let the play clock run down all the way down when we were down 9 or 10 points in the fourth quarter. Zero urgency. I'm telling you, man, it's like the more games that Beamer coaches, it's almost like the more you see the inexperience coming out. He's swimming in waters that he knows he does not know how to get out of. Oh, and thank you, everybody that's in here. We got 75 people that's in here right now. Please hit that like, subscribe button. Appreciate all you guys. We had a great night. I guess I should thank YouTube TV on top of thanking all you guys for coming and hanging out and always been in the chat section. 29,000, almost 30,000 views on the live stream. Gained 70 plus subscribers tonight. So thank all you guys, man. You guys drive the show. If I wasn't here reading your comments and us having conversations, we made a lot of new friends tonight to the channel from different teams, some Ole Miss people. They were very entertained by our conversations during the game. Maziel was committed to Tennessee. Yeah, that's right. It was it's Clark that went to Florida State and decommitted and came back to South Carolina. I wouldn't be surprised if he ain't gone. They haven't let him on the field at all this year. Bird to Fly, 26-17. What was that? We'll win next. Cash Stampede, stop it. Yeah, we're winning next week because it's a damn bye week. That's the only reason we're winning. David Green says he always took the man in front of him unless I was supposed to pull. And that's the thing, David Green. If you're the center and the guy shifts in front of you, the nose tackle, you automatically know whatever your blocking assignment was supposed to be. You have to get out of that. There's no way a center. You have to take a nose tackle, dude. Now, when he was to the left before they made the shift, I get it. You could say, well, the left guard's going to take that. Sharp or whoever was over there. Maybe that was supposed to be his guy. But the moment he shifted a nose tackle, that's your man. You can't just let a 360, 70-pound man just run up the middle, wide ass open. Oh, DRP4. Maziel has 8 catches this year. Unbelievable. MIA. There's been a lot of guys in that wide receiver room that's going MIA. They're all on milk cartons. I don't know. That play you're talking about when Sellers got mad and threw the ball on the ground, it was a spy that came up and tackled him when he rolled out to the right. Yeah, but there's like 2 guys out there. And, I mean, people are standing there watching these guys go. I don't. The next play after the long sack with the nose tackle got in there, the next damn play, Ole Miss rushed 2 guys against our 5. And they had 2 linebackers that just stood back there. So it was 5-on-2, and he still got sacked. Terrible. It would be a bad idea to burn and waste Wood's red shirt, but he is a better passer than Sellers right now. Well, Cutter's only been in one game, right? Or did they bring him in another time? Has he been in 2? I think he can go 4, right? Nothing over 4? I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Bird the Fly's talking about it. 2 guys. It ridiculous. We can have, Mark says we can have 2 more weeks of good practice. Oh, God. Yeah, we got what? 4 weeks of good practices coming up, Mark. 4 weeks. You know what they need to start practicing on? How to pull their chair up to Christmas table, because that's where they're going to be at home for Christmas. They're going to be at home. Yeah, the other positive thing today is Clemson sucked just as bad as we did. They lost to Duke at home. Whew. We're all in this pain together. The whole state of South Carolina, we're just in pain together. Like I said, I'm gonna get all the fans together from. We might as well throw Clemson in too, right? Clemson, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Auburn, Kentucky. We'll just all come into one show and have like a kumbaya. That's Kawan Lacey, 24 carries, 160 yards. He finally broke one on us. It was right there all night. He finally got it. They don't call downfield because he only hits 1 of 5. Well, the first one Harbor should have caught. That thing hit him in the chest. I don't care if he had to slow down a little bit. He caught the other ones, but that first one, that's on. I mean, yeah, Sellers could have thrown it out in front of him and made it a little easier. But, man, you can't let the ball go through your hands and hit you in the chest. Coaching staff has ruined Sellers. I don't know. Money might have ruined his ass, too. Attitudes get different when you get a lot of money in your bank account, I guess. Andrew, I don't think we actually would have to burn it if he only played in the Oklahoma game, right? That's what I'm thinking. He didn't get in on the South Carolina State game. That was or the Virginia Tech, right? Aaron Nolan came in. Which game? Vanderbilt? And hand the ball off? Or was that Kentucky? I don't. It might have been a Kentucky game because I think we were winning. Bradley Sanders says, clean house with this clown coaching, including Tanner. Well, Tanner ain't nothing anymore. Yeah, I think he's just in the, trying to help with the upgrades and shit at the stadium. He's like some assistant to the president or some shit. I don't think he's involved in any of the athletic decisions. But yeah, Tanner's lazy ass, cheap ass way. I'm telling you, dude, he just reminds me so much. And I know I don't think he's originally from South Carolina, but he just reminds me so much of the old rich people around South Carolina that, damn, boy, they're so tight when they walk, you listen to them squeak. That's Ray Tanner. Hey, he has done this with every damn sport that he is just, and then he just threw the bank at Beamer once he knew he wasn't going to be the AD no more. I guarantee you that contract was already out there before Donati took over. I mean, Donati was so new, he wasn't gonna say anything. That was a Tanner deal. He'd already had that worked out for Beamer. I'll take care of you before I get out of this athletic department. That's just the way Tanner works, man. Where can I see the press conference from Beamer? They usually put it on regular YouTube, Ethan. It'll be posted sooner or later. I really can't listen to Beamer right after a game because he says the same shit and it only pisses me off. But we got 86 people in here right now. Appreciate all y'all coming in. Hit that thumbs up for me though. I love you forever. Touchdown TV. Didn't he play some in the SEC State game? But yeah, I wouldn't mind. That's what I thought. Maybe he did. There was one I thought he was in other than Oklahoma. Hell, let him play in the last two. I don't care. Or don't. He doesn't play in Clemson. I don't know. Put Aaron Nolan in. Let him throw the ball around a little bit. I don't care. Doty's ass needs to be right where Doty's been. He just needs to stay on the bench, finish out the season, graduate, go be a grad assistant coach somewhere. Yeah, he can go 4. Clemson put up 45 points. They did, but it was Duke. But they were playing Duke. Well, hell, we wouldn't put up 45 against Duke. Shit, we couldn't even put up 45 against South Carolina State. Oh, Bradley Sanders says we're just bottom feeders in the SEC. If we don't hire coaches like other SEC teams hire coaches, that's where we're going to stay. Oh, 33-24, Oklahoma over Tennessee, 1 minute and 44. Yep. I think the Vols will not have to worry about the playoffs this year. Billy Cole will not have to worry about the playoffs. What about all that Spire Sports money Tennessee's got? And they can't make the playoffs either. Don Shula call his playoff Madden. Oh, shit. Or does Shula call his play? No, does Shula even call plays out on there? I don't know what the fuck that is he calls. I think that's some old playbook from 1985. It's probably his dad's old playbook from the Dolphins back in the day. Oh, that might be what it is. He dusted off his dad's old plays from way back in the day. Old Miami Dolphins. I think I'm going to start selling shirts for South Carolina Clemson fans that say, I survived the 2025 football season. Are you sure we really survived, though? We might have PTSD again. We had PTSD from Muschamp. We're going to have PTSD from Beamer next. Notice what Kiffin said during that sideline interview during the game. He even told a reporter directly what they were doing to Sellers, putting 2 spots on him. Bro, is this rigged? No, that's actually the game plan from Illinois. Anyone notice Sellers ain't played the same since they figured out Illinois figured out how to play him? And then they saw him get that big run against Alabama last week and said, nope, we ain't letting that happen. And we're not creating separation. Our O-line's not holding up to keep defenders out of his face. So why not? If you're not having to do anything with your linebackers, you can just rush 4 or rush 2 and sack the quarterback. Why take any damn chances? Doesn't cost a dime for a thumbs up, David Green says. That is correct. Gritty Nation, Gritty says put Cutter Woods in. And Aaron Nolan, let them both play. Shit, I don't care. Cadence and Terrell said talk about the refs. Yeah, they were bad, but they're bad in every game. I mean, there's a couple weird calls in there. But hell, they're no different than everybody else. Yes, Doty does need to be on the bench. Yeah, Doty's done. Just Doty, here's your uniform. We're going to keep it nice and clean for the rest of the year. We're going to set you over here by the coaches. Go over there and sit with the quarterbacks and look at the tablet. Someone needs to be fired tomorrow. Should have already happened. Figure it ain't going to happen, man. They're too hard-headed. Beamer will go down trying to prove us wrong. Have y'all listened to how many times he throws up in his press conferences? Well, y'all wanted Dow Loggins fired. Look how that turned out last year. Y'all wanted Clayton White fired. Look how that turned out. That dude is just sitting there waiting to try to throw shit back up in our face. But this time he can't because nothing's changed. David Green says, zonk up the middle. Yeah. That's funny. Oh, look at here. Super chat. Breakout 897. When I'm on my deathbed, will I regret putting myself through this bullshit? Nah, you probably just laugh about it. You probably say, why was I so upset? Knowing there was nothing I could control about the dumb shit that South Carolina did in their last two coaching hires. Now, a lot of teams is going through this. We have to really look at it. Tennessee went through it. Florida's going through it. A lot of teams are going through this now. And you look at their recent coaching hires, and they've been horrible. Florida did the same exact thing South Carolina did. Now, they did get Napier, who was an offensive coordinator, but he was never a head coach. It didn't work out. South Carolina, we hired a recruiting coordinator and a special teams guy, and someone said a tight end coach. Brother, that's not what we need to be hiring for a head coach. You've got to. South Carolina's been more successful with old coaches like Lou Holtz and Steve Spurrier than they are when they hire these young guys, these unproven dudes. Man, is there any more old coaches? I mean, fuck, go hire Mac Brown. Go dust off another old ass national championship coach and pull him off the shelf or something. I mean, Mac Brown would be better than Shane Beamer right now. Kiffin is a top 5 coach. He's really good at offense. And, you know, Pete Golding's probably not the best. I know Alabama really, they wanted him gone out of Bama. But he's a very experienced defense coordinator. And when you're going against a team that can't put up points, dude, that just makes a defense coordinator's job easy. Because Lane Kiffin, he did the same thing last week against Oklahoma. He knew at any point in time he was just going to keep scoring, and South Carolina couldn't score with him. And he knew the same thing. That same look was on his face last week when they played Oklahoma. And that look on his face is like, you know what? I don't care how close they get. By the end of this game, I'm going to beat them. Beamer mentioned bowl game and pressure. Laugh out. What kind of bowl game? I'm looking for. So Beamer's trying to tell people we're winning the last 3 in a row and going to a bowl game. I don't even give a shit about a 6-6 bowl game. Is that what he thinks going to motivate a fan right now? We paid him $8 million to go to a 6-6 bowl game. Is that what we paid $8 million for? To have a coach to take us to a 6-6 bowl game that we're not going to get to 6-6? I would fire him right now. I would have walked up on the stage and fired him if he'd have brought up a bowl game and I was the athletic director and I heard him say that. And oh my God. I would have, like, we need to talk. Come on off that stage. You got nothing else to say. Go to your office with your little box. And if you don't have a box, I'll bring you one. Pack your shit because you're headed out the door. We don't pay you $8 million to go to a 6-6 bowl game. Ridiculous. Beamer is soft as baby shit. Only team in the country not to get 350 yards in a game. I know. And, like, people come back at me. I brought up Sonny Dykes, and you bring in Kendall Browse with him or whatever from TCU, and people are like, oh, no, that'd be a disaster. Why? At least they can damn score. They average 35 points a game. You hire a good defensive coordinator. Shit. I don't know. How hard is that? To spend some money and go out and get you a really good defensive coordinator. Bring in 2 offensive minds. One's the head coach and one's the damn OC. And it's not like Kendall Browse hasn't been in the SEC before. He was at Arkansas. He knows all about being an offense coordinator. Jake Spavital, who's at Baylor. They put up points. Baylor's not that great a team, but it's Baylor. Spavital runs his offset of an air raid. He was at Texas A&M under Summerlin, kicking our ass from 13 to 15. Anybody want to go back and look at them scores of how bad Texas A&M was beating our ass back then? Cocky Ryan says, love to see your channel growing. You deserve it. Thank you, Cocky Ryan. I appreciate you, buddy. We're going to get yours going too, my friend. Ethan says, outside of Tennessee and Texas A&M, what top SEC team in the SEC has Beamer beaten? None. And I'll say this, and people can tell me I'm full of shit. If Hendon Hooker doesn't go down in that Tennessee game, it's going to be a hell of a lot closer than what it was. Because when he got hurt, he fumbled that football and gave South Carolina positive yards. South Carolina scored off of that. And then the very next drive, Tennessee had to try to force it to catch up. And we stopped them, and they went 4 and out. They went 4 on 4. South Carolina got the ball back on positive side of the field again and went and scored. And by that time, it was out of reach. I've researched that game because I argue with dumbass Fake News Jay about us sign stealing. And then he came out with a video about Oklahoma stealing their signs. So I'm sure tomorrow he'll have a video that Brent Venables had all the Tennessee signs tonight, and that's why they lost. At home, in a night game, in their spook suits. He was making the excuse before Tennessee lost tonight. Old Fake News Jay. I don't know how people watch him. At half, Beamer said, 2 great teams. Like, man, we suck. He can't even lie. 3-6, we were awful. Generationally bad on offense. The worst offense. Dude, we got so used to, you're right, Fat Gary, but we got so used to Steve Spurrier that was straight up tell us the team sucked, right? That was just who Spurrier was. He just, team's bad. I don't know what y'all expect out of us. That's not Beamer. He still covers shit with sugar. James Franklin. No, James Morris, they're going to fuck around and let James Franklin go to Virginia Tech or Auburn or somewhere else. People argue that, James Franklin, they never won the big game. Has Shane Beamer ever won the big game? What big game has Shane Beamer won? James Franklin got fired for a couple bad games in a row. His quarterback got hurt. But yet the man was winning 10, 11 games every year. But he couldn't beat Ohio State and Michigan. That's why he got fired. The man was at the playoffs, one play away from getting into the national championship last year and gets fired this year. And we want to give Beamer another chance. Well, yeah, he won 9 games last year. Yeah, but the year before that, he won 5. This year, he might not win but 4. And y'all still want to give him another year? To do what? You're probably not going to have Lenore Sellers. I mean, even if Sellers were to stay in college, would he come back to South Carolina if you don't fire Shula? And you got to bring a brand name or a named offensive coordinator. Who the hell's going to hang around here when you bring in somebody nobody's ever heard of? You got to have somebody that's proven, dude. I think Beamer's done. Maybe he quits. Maybe he does go to Virginia Tech. Shit, I don't know. Do us a favor, buddy. We don't have to fire you or pay you buyout. Just go up there and get a contract. You'll do great in Virginia Tech. You can go over to DMV and get you some recruits. You're playing in the ACC. Beamer do great. He just, I don't know. Enough of this pain shit, David Green says. Talk to me about times you spent with my man, the Intimidator. Huh? I don't know. I get to talking NASCAR. I'm going to bed. We got plenty of time to talk NASCAR. 5 and 7, no bowl. No, spaghetti bowl. That's what you get. Another stat that showed we are in the bottom 20 of 136 teams in every offense category. Oh, yeah, we've been there. And it just ain't got no better. What was that third down conversions? What? I don't even know if it'll show me on here. Lenore's got the first touchdown on the scramble for a yard, which they gave us with the muff punt. And then We gave them one back. They got the lead and never looked back after that. Yeah, pretty much. It's awful. I don't even want to. Do I really want to even read these damn stats? Stupid. Beating Clemson, going 6-6 should not be the mentality here. Mediocrity is all you got. But you're not. Even if you beat Clemson, you're not beating Texas A&M the way we played. We're going to get skull drug around that stadium, unless somehow Reed has his worst game of the season against us, and Le'Veon Moss, the running back, and those receivers they got. Mike Elko is another reason Shane Beamer should be on the hot seat or fucking packed up and left. The man has been at Texas A&M 2 years. Yeah, we got him last year. That was his first year. He comes back this year, and the man ain't lost a damn game in the SEC yet. Now, I get it. The schedule's not the hardest. But still, I don't know. At least Beamer didn't dabble his DBs. Shit, I wish he would. Well, maybe not the DBs, because the DBs didn't play that awful, but damn, chew somebody's ass. Go over there to his damn offensive coordinator and chew his ass in front of him. I don't know, man. Would love to grow mine back up to what it once was. I'm getting there, Kage Ryan. I'm about halfway of the subscribers I had when I shut my channel down. But tonight was good. Thank you, YouTube TV, for deciding to shut everybody's shit off. They couldn't watch football. They came and hang out with Rooster and had a blast. More entertainment than YouTube TV can bring to you. GBZ2525 says Sellers is trash too. I mean, when your coach ain't no good, what do you expect out of the player? Was Schuler Beamer first choice? Yeah, he had a choice. He kept Shula because of the relationship that Lenoris had built with Shula. It was also a lazy-ass hire. He didn't have to go out. I'm telling you, Beamer can't hire all this bullshit he feeds us about, I got a list of names people call every year wanting jobs and this, that, and the other, are interested in doing it. It's all horse shit. The names of the people that's probably calling him can't get a job with another big team. No one's coming off of one of these big teams wanting to come over here and say, let me go to South Carolina and work for a head coach that don't know shit. Nobody. It's like, that's what I'm saying. When people say, well, this ain't the year to be in the coach looking for a head coach. Is this the year to look for an offensive coordinator? Because every one of them head coaches to get hired or go somewhere is going to be looking for an offensive coordinator. It's the same amount of positions. So where are we going to find a good offensive coordinator if we can't find a good head coach? One that's going to want to come work for Shane Beamer, knowing his ass is probably on the hot seat. If I knew a business was about to shut down, you think I'm going to work there? Or the boss was about to get fired? Oh, the guy that just offered you a job is about to get fired. What? No, I ain't going there. Boy, Stanley can't block. Oh, yeah, he's awful, man. And I don't really talk that negative about a lot of the kids, but that guy is just, and this ain't personal to him. He's just not a good. He might be good in wherever he came from. I don't even remember, and I don't really care. But what South Carolina does, with just head scratching to everyone offensively, definitely doesn't work for that guy. Fat Gary says the unfortunate thing is, who do we hire if we fire him? We have to keep him and find a new offensive staff, because what good head coach can we get? At least what? All right, Fat Gary, ask me this. Instead of asking that question, go punch in head coaches and their salary and look where Beamer's at. Now, you can't get to private schools, so we don't know what. I don't think it has like Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame. So we say Freeman probably makes more than Beamer. Beamer's in the top 25 paid coaches in the country, dude. So you don't think there's any better coaches that Beamer out there that's better than Beamer that makes less money than he does at any school? That's how you figure it out. Go out there and look at coaches that are outdoing Shane Beamer that make less money. And that's where you can find a good coach that would come to South Carolina. There's out of 136 FBS schools, Shane Beamer's in the top 25 salary as a head coach. There's some good coaches out there. You got to pay them, but you can get them. And if they're really good offensively sound, they're probably bringing their offense coordinator with them. But that's how you find it. If you really want, that's what I did. Just research coaches and their salaries. And look how many coaches that have better records and better careers than Beamer ever thought about that's sitting out there right now coaching other football teams. Koba said if Sellers is trash, so is Dylan Stewart. Well, Dylan gets double teamed every time. I don't think Sellers is trash. I know some people are going to say that, but hey, you're only going to be as good as the people that are around you. How many times you watch great NFL quarterbacks struggle to be good when their offensive line not very good, the wide receivers aren't very good, and then they move to a different team and they're just a whole different quarterback and they're played 10 times better. We've seen that how many times? We've seen it in college football, where some of these guys transfer off of a bad team and get to a really good team, and they're contending. Look at Jalen Daniels at LSU. He's much better at LSU. Cam Ward at Miami. They were good at the schools they were at, but they were much, much better once they got on a bigger team with better players. Rate Beamer from 1 to 10. I ain't rating Beamer. He doesn't even register for me to rate. What does Beamer see in Shula? They coach together. Somewhere. They're buddies. Beamer doesn't have anyone. I'm trying to think. Does Beamer have anyone? Maybe one or two guys on the staff that he hadn't been around or coach with, or was a GA where they were a coach. There's no really good coaches that came from anywhere outside of the box with Shane Beamer. He doesn't hire by resume. He hires by, oh, yeah, I coached with that guy, or he was coaching there when I was a grad assistant or something like that. It's all, I don't know. While we keep playing Stanley, why he's trash. Dude, you beyond me, other than Sean Elliott saying, well, this is your guy right here. Now, yeah, I think they had to move some people around, but I don't. Dylan Stewart is great. Our defensive line ain't a problem, y'all. I don't know where you would beat up on the defensive line. Breakout said get Lee Corso as offense coordinator. Lou Holtz wouldn't out coach Beamer. You have lost your damn mind. Lou Holtz is a championship coach, ding dong. Cash Stampede, do you even think before you type sometimes? Lou Holtz beat Ohio State 2 years in a row in bowl games after taking over a shitty football team. Do we even implement the quick game? Everything seems slow to develop. It's NFL. That's the NFL way. Long drops, slow to develop, nothing quick. Our quick game is humming in the last 2 minutes. That's it. And bad decisions. Horrible coaching decisions. I don't know where to go with it, man. It's so hard to put into words what this team has been this year. I run out of words to say, honestly. How do you could you even put what this year's been into one sentence other than a shit show? It's just been, nothing has clicked. Everything looks very difficult. Nothing looks easy. Not our kicking game sucked tonight. Every time we were doing a kickoff, we kicked it short of the end zone, and Ole Miss was taking over outside of the 30, past their own 30-yard line. Because our kicker, I guess, can't kick hard without kicking it out of bounds. So we have to kick it short. Mason Love shanks a punt at the wrong ass time. It's like everything that happens in South Carolina happens at the exact wrong time. When you're making plays and you're getting down there, and we said, and Sellers takes that long sack when you're basically in field goal range. It's the one thing you can't do. You can't take a sack and that far back. So you went from field goal range, you pushed yourself all the way back out by the 50-yard line. You're going for it on 4th and eternity. That's the shit that happens to us at the wrong damn time. It's ridiculous. I don't know what else to say. It's ridiculous. All right, I got to go back and find, what was I watching? Cincinnati and Utah. Let's check out the score on that. I'm getting ready to get out of here anyway. It's been a long day. We did a live stream, about 4 hours worth of football. There you go. For Chonk says the challenge Beamer did was embarrassing. Everything Beamer does right now is embarrassing. Everything he says is embarrassing. I don't even know where to go with that guy. I seriously really don't. Let's see this. I know y'all gonna make me do it, ain't you? Y'all gonna make me play Beamer's damn, if I can find it, press conference. I know y'all gonna do it. All right, let's see what this jackass has to say.
Obviously, pretty disappointing night. Credit to Ole Miss. They made the plays when they needed to make them. Prepared the right way. Came in here expecting to win. We got this thing to the fourth quarter, just like we said we needed to do. 20-14 going into the fourth quarter, and we didn't finish. Got to perform a whole lot better. Questions? Shane, receivers in the living room tonight. Just weather, something else happened. Just football. Just football. When plays are there, we got to make them.
Shane, end of the first, close to the end of the first half, you guys get the ball back after the Kilgore pick. Just take us through the 3-and-out sequence you guys have there.
Was that basically the 2-minute offense?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty disappointing 3 plays right there, Jack. We get the ball, we get a turnover, we're in 2-minute mode, and went nowhere. That was a great opportunity right there that we squandered.
Were there any thoughts of maybe taking a timeout there, especially on 3rd and 1 in that situation?
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1. Right before you guys went 3-and-out on that sequence, was there any thought with time ticking down of maybe taking a timeout just to think of what play you guys want to run next there?
Off the top of my head, I don't think so. I mean, we needed to work with a little bit more urgency there. There's no question about it. But I think 3rd down it is what it is. I think we certainly needed to be better on 1st and 2nd down.
Special teams right now, disappointing were those two.
Yeah, disappointing. I mean, we made some on special teams, but that's not been like us. Again, give them credit. They made some plays there, and we've been really good at covering kicks. And not really sure what happened on that one. That we let that ball get outside, but they made some plays. They got good players, and we've been a lot better than that on special teams. Need to be better.
The ESPN camera showed you pretty animated on the headset later in the first half. What were your frustrations?
I had a lot of frustrations. If you can give me a specific moment, I'll try and tell you.
It was right before the Harvard touchdown.
I don't remember. I mean, I'll have to look at it and watch the TV copy and analyze my emotions throughout the first half.
This team gave up a lot of, rushing earlier in the season. Why do you think that didn't get going for you guys tonight?
While we gave up rushing?
Why you couldn't get the rushing game going against Ole Miss tonight?
And they're good up front. Those two tackles are a handful. The two guys in the middle, I mean, they're two of the better defensive tackles in this league, but we needed to, run the ball better than what we did. Had a chance, we popped a couple runs in there and had some good things going, and we should have been able to run the ball a little bit better than what we did tonight.
Thoughts or consideration on 4 changes made on staff?
Yeah, I'll look at it. I mean, we're obviously we got to get a lot fixed. Everybody in that locker room right now.
How are you guys doing from an injury standpoint after that game?
I think okay. We had some guys that went out at different times. Vakari, Josiah, Tro, Cisse. I think they all were able to, return. So I think we came out of it okay. We'll have a better idea once we get back to Columbia.
Shane Player was. Who's the last person in there right now?
I think there's a lot of guys in there that hurt. David, we got a good group of seniors, and certainly hurt for them. I wanted their senior year to be better than what it has been, so hurt for them. But there's a lot of voices in there. Certainly need more of them, but there's a lot of guys in that locker room that hurt right now, and are voicing that.
What's going on with Dylan during the game? How do you think he played?
I was really proud of Dylan. He had a couple little upper body injury that he aggravated yesterday, I guess, and he truly was a game time decision, and proud of him and the way that he battled it out tonight, because he certainly did not feel good. He certainly was not 100%. So really, really, really proud of Dylan Stewart and him not feeling great tonight, but gutting it out and trying to find a way to help us win a football game.
This is probably a better Sunday night question, but you said you got a lot of frustrations. Where's Lenore sitting there right now in terms of your frustration level? He just hasn't made as many plays, maybe giving up some plays.
Yeah, he's giving us a chance to win. I mean, there's some, like always, John, there's plays he would like to have back. There's some, sacks, just looking at it on the iPad on the sideline. We could have probably helped the offensive line out a little bit by stepping up, in the pocket at times. But then there's times that we're just, getting beat up front too. When we got two guys on a guy and we get sacked on whatever it was, third or fourth down there in the fourth quarter. And, so there's, like all of us, there's decisions I'd like to have back. There's plays he'd like to have back, all of us. But, Lenore Sellers gives us a chance to win football games each and every week. And we as a coaching staff got to continue to do a good job of helping our players be their very best.
He's got a great demeanor. You see the change in his demeanor in game versus, throughout the week?
No, I don't. He's a competitor. He's frustrated, and no one likes where we are right now. But he's the leader that he needs to be by staying, poised, and he's a competitor. He hates to lose. And he, it sucks where we are right now, record wise, and he, along with everyone else in that locker room, feels that way.
What about everyone that's outside of that locker room, Beamer?
I thought they, gave us a chance when it was all said and done. I mean, 20 to 14 entering the fourth quarter, and
same shit happens over and over. It's ground cock day, buddy.
We got to make plays.
Shane Beamer, the creator of
play man coverage. Sometimes
instead of Groundhog's Day, buddy, you created ground cock day.
Disappointing on a couple,
because every team grinds our cocks in the ground because you suck.
I think the very next play was either the touchdown run or it was an explosive run by them. Right there when we went for the fourth down that we didn't get in the fourth quarter. In the very next play, we miss a tackle and it turns into an explosive run. They thought they played really, really hard and gave us a chance, but we got to continue to do a great job of, making plays when they're there to be made too.
First quarter, was that time to go to the outside?
Yeah, we didn't quite execute it the right way.
I know you got to go back and watch the tape, but the first drive of the game when Ole Miss runs the big punt, were you guys anticipating that happening at all so early in the game?
No, I don't even know if it was really a fake punt as much as it was. They were doing rugby, which they had not been a big part of their. They broke a tendency on that play, first of all, on where their shield was lined up in regards to whether it was going to be rugby or not. We had a thing. We weren't anticipating fake. I mean, looking back at it, I don't know if I think they faked a field goal in the bowl game last year against Duke, but outside of that, faking punts really hasn't been part of their repertoire. Going for it on fourth down has been. They broke a tendency on the way they lined up. We had a call that was a return call, Jack, where we were double teaming, I think, 3 different people on that, the 2 gunners and one of the guys on the interior. And, we were going to be short on the contain if they did do that. We didn't expect it. They broke a tendency, credit to them. They made a play. And then we got to be able to, we should be able, even if we are double teaming people, we should be able to, rally to the ball and get that guy on the ground. Donovan was trying to get there from the backside. That was his job. He did his job the right way. And then we've got to be able to rally to it along, to help Dylan or to help Donovan on that.
How is Macari doing right now in terms of being able to go out there and catch punts?
Good. Jalen Kilgore's back there because that's what we do on Punt Safe. We've done that for 2 years. That we have a Punt Safe team. That's a group of guys, and Jalen's been that guy back there and has done that, for the last 2 seasons since Joe got here.
I know you're going to get your guys ready to go for A&M, but what sort of carrot do you dangle? Do you still talk about bowl eligibility being out there? Do you talk about just finishing right?
Now we need to find a way to win. I mean, there's a bunch of competitors in that room, and I know you wrote yesterday that do bowl games matter? Bowl games matter, and we're trying to get to a bowl game. And the only way you can do that is finding a way to win a football game. And we got a lot of work to do. We're not where we want to be. We got a bye week to continue to try and get better and fix some of these issues, Jordan, and go to College Station. And we're not thinking about what's beyond College Station. It's this week getting better and then figuring out a way to go out there and compete. These guys
all right, enough. Bowl games matter. Going 6-6, getting to the Asperilla Bowl. Asperilla. I have gas, whatever. Hey, Cash Stampede, believe in whoever you want to believe in, dude. Hey, this guy. It's the same shit over and over. No one's paying Saban $40 million for 2 years. You'd be broke. You wouldn't have nothing else, Cash Stampede. Shane Beamer is a bag of dumb excuses. It's the same excuse over and over. I said, it's fucking Groundcock Day. I can't. All I care about is finding a way to retain 6 for 1 more year. You want to keep Stewart for 1 more year? I better retain more than this Dylan Stewart because he can't win football games by himself. Too many dumb calls plus poor execution. Thought defense played hard. Defense coaches should be retained if possible. Offensive ones should be banned from coaching Blue Jays. Go. Yeah, it's unexplainable. And it's the same shit over and over. And I think people are tired of hearing the same shit over and over. They're tired of hearing the excuses. He uses the same words every week. Everyone's hurting. Everyone's this. Everyone's that. Dude, you're paid $8 million to win football games. If you can't do it, it's just hand down. Go get someone else. I didn't hear the "it's all my fault" thing again tonight. I didn't hear the sympathy call. Groundcock Day is right. Yeah, it's just terrible, man. Hasn't Spurrier got a Sunday coaches? Yeah, we had Steve Spurrier Jr. No, we don't ever want that guy again. He was actually on the staff with his father, and his father wouldn't let him. They kind of split the play calling duty with G.A. Mangus. But, no. Bring Sellers and Stewart back. Dude, we've discussed this before. Cash Stampede, you live in a dream world. Someone shake Cash Stampede and wake his ass up. And Bo Stanley won't. He's definitely not back. Bo Stanley needs to be wherever he needs to be, but South Carolina ain't that place. Cockaboose Conductor says, Stewart is jumping in the portal. If Seller stays in college next year, he is going to jump in the portal. As bad as I hate it. I'm still saying sell. Why do you sell to Lenore Sellers to get him not to go to the NFL? If you're South Carolina, other than having his brother there, what are you going to sell to Lenore Sellers? Another offensive coordinator, which will be his third offensive coordinator? And depending on who the guy is, what are you selling that kid? Pup? I'll tell you right now, any team that wants to go after Sellers, if he decides to go in the portal, will take Pup with him. They will. Now, I know them kids love South Carolina. Where would they go? I don't know. But what offensive coordinator are you going to sell to Lenore Sellers to say, hey, come back here. This guy's going to make you better? I don't know where you sell that or how you sell that to him. Parrish Jordan says, I'm excited for the not any new coaching hire. I think we'll actually pay good money for a new coach. Of course, we're paying 8.1 for a bad one. $8.1 million to look forward to going to 6-6 bowl game because they matter. Bowl games matter. I might do a video on that tomorrow. Let's see. Tykeria says, I've heard in an Instagram South Carolina chat that there's a rumor going around that Beamer has been informed to fire Schuler or his job is totally in jeopardy. Dude, it shouldn't even take a rocket scientist to figure Schuler's got to get fired. Can you imagine the fans that's going to show up with pitchforks and fires and shit and want to burn down Beamer's house if he don't fire Mike Schuler? There will be a revolt amongst Gamecock fans. There won't be enough sunshine pumping Gamecock fans to keep Beamer here. Beamer's only saving grace is to get rid of Shula and bring a name to Donati of an offensive coordinator that's going to turn this offense around. And then Shane Beamer needs to rinse his hands and go be a CEO. Go sit in his office, go recruit players, bring in talent, but find a damn offensive coordinator that can run this offense without any interference. Because if not, then he's just Dabo Sweeney. Because that's the exact problem that's wrong with Clemson right now. Dabo Sweeney seems to think he needs to have his hands in anything, in everything. He does not. Let your coordinators do their job if you trust them enough, and stay your ass out of a room that you know nothing about. Shane Beamer couldn't call a play to save his damn life unless it's special teams. Anyone think Shane Beamer can crawl up in a booth with a playbook and call plays? He's never been an offensive coordinator. Do you think all these teams he's ever worked on, do you think there's some reason that the guy's never been an offensive or defensive coordinator? Why wouldn't you want that on your resume? Why wouldn't you try to do that at some point in time during your career? But he's never been one. And there's got to be a reason behind it. That no other coach that he's worked for tried to promote him into that type of position. There's always something behind things that we don't know nothing about, but you can start asking the questions. You didn't hear Jaden. He didn't play. He was hurt. Palmer boys. Yeah, Pup was out. He didn't play. That's why you didn't hear him. King says, Tom Brady for quarterback coach. Shit. Tom Brady with all the money that dude's making to do his NFL stuff. He ain't coming to coach at South Carolina. Have bowl games matter? Cockaboose Conductor. Apparently not regular season games. Yeah, you might want to win those before you worry about bowl games. Let's get Cash Stampede. Nick Saban has turned down every job that anyone has talked about, and he said it again today on game day. He's not coming out of retirement. If he won't come out of retirement to go to LSU, he damn sure ain't coming out of retirement to go to South Carolina. and you're going to break the bank and you ain't getting nothing else. You can't just pay a head coach. You got to pay all the coordinators and everybody else to come with them. It's not going to happen. Go find a coach that is established at a team that can win football games. No more experiments with someone that's never been a head coach before. Oh, let's see what my buddy Andrew, the smartest, youngest Gamecock fan I know. Is it just me, or does it feel like that 2 out of the last 3 seasons South Carolina's had abnormal amount of injuries? I don't think enough people are criticizing Luke D and possibly calling for his job. Yeah, I don't. I know Luke Day does some weird ass yoga and all this other crazy shit he does with players. Makes them drink those green drinks and shit like that all the time. I don't know, man. I don't. I don't. I think if you're going to change staff, well, head coach normally going to change his strength and conditioning guy anyway. If you are going to go hire a head coach that runs more of a up tempo, you definitely got to have better conditioning. Our guys run out of gas, but I can understand our defense running out of gas because offense can't score, stay on the field. $30 million a year. Cash Stampede stop. Nobody's paying no head coach $30 million a year, dude. Brady could take us as a charity. Yeah, Brady, nah, he's comfortable in the booth calling NFL football games. I don't think he's coming to coach South Carolina. There's coaches out there. Believe me, I'm pretty sure as athletic director, Jeremiah Donati has had many conversations and knows many people was in circles to find a coach if he wants to find one. I don't think it would be that hard, especially knowing he's a young guy. He can find somebody. His art brow is still available. I think he's coaching high school now. Yeah, that's right. Some high school team. I don't know if you get art brows, but you can damn sure get his son, TCU. Thank you for the compliment, Rooster. Hey, you're my buddy, Andrew. Andrew's like the Gamecock encyclopedia. Not a lot of people know what an encyclopedia is anymore, Andrew, but I know you do. Well, I've been at this for over an hour, guys. I think I'm gonna get out of here. Do you think fans will go to the Coastal game? Yeah, they'll show up for the Coastal game. Fans show up for everything, dude. We got them. I call them tailgate fans, Adam Ritter. They got their tickets. They show up on Saturdays. They go drink their adult beverages and have their little tailgates. And they're going to go in the game and they'll hang out for a little while. And then they get in their trucks because they got to get home early. And they head on out. And they don't think about the Gamecocks again until the next game. They're not like us, man. They don't live this shit like we do. They would call us psychopaths. Oh, it's just a game, man. It's just a game. Don't get so upset over it. Well, I want my team to be successful. It's not just a game to me. But anyway, I'm getting out of here, guys. I appreciate y'all again. Thank you so much. Please do me a favor. Share the channel out. Tell more people about it. Hit the thumbs up. Make comments. All that stuff helps YouTube channels grow. No matter how many 7,000 back and forths I have with Cash Stampede on almost every video I do, our conversations helps the channel grow also. And he's good people. He got a little delusion on him every once in a while. Have a good night, Rooster. All right, Mark, you too, buddy. Matt Doom it. Have a good evening, sir. But I will holler at all you guys later. Y'all have a wonderful, peaceful rest of your night. Peace.